I'm gonna hope that this is better now and less glitchy for you. Maybe it was the split screen that was causing issues. I'm not really sure. Or I was also using our Wi-Fi, so I got off our Wi-Fi. We're using mobile access, and we're gonna hope that this works significantly better for you. So, sorry about that again. I don't know if it was the split screen or if it was my internet, but I want to be able to power through these questions that you had as quickly as I can. So the first one were, are items returned from consultants going out of business recycled back into the new inventory that we received from the warehouse? Last I heard, no. Last I heard, they were still having some issues with a few random pieces here and there going out, and they were trying to track down how that was happening. We've had conversations with John West at the warehouse who goes, I don't know, it's not supposed to. But I do know that long term, the plan is to put those pieces back into circulation. That LuLaRoe will go through and make sure that they are cleaned, that they are re-tagged, that they are rebagged, folded, ready to go. So it sounds like with the fact that a couple people have received some random pieces this that were clearly returns, meaning they had like rainbow stickers on the tags or that kind of thing, that these did not go through that kind of a quality check, and they're just some of those fluke pieces that randomly get put back. Not sure how it's happening. We've asked, we're waiting for answers, but that's kind of all I can say about that now is that last I heard, which was October 21st, they were not intentionally being put back into circulation, but that long term, they do plan on that. I don't mind that as long as they've been quality checked, and here's the reason why. I don't mind it because I go and I shop when people go out of business all the time. I'll go and I'll shop their wholesale stuff that they're not returning to LuLaRoe, and I can usually, sometimes, I think I took an entire girl's inventory. Sometimes they're quitting and they have really great stuff. So I don't have a firm answer for you, so I'm being very clear that I don't have a firm answer, but my understanding is that currently they're not, but ideally one day that they will be. The question came up, do we handle damages the same if it was something that you received that was clearly a returned item from a going out of business consultant? I think if you receive an item that has like a sticker on the tag or that kind of thing, so you know it was a return from somebody, that does not make it a damage. And if it is a damage, meaning it has a hole or something, no, you don't treat it any differently. And there'd be no reason to. Once you treat it as a damage and turn it back in, it's not gonna, they don't know that. So the question was kind of a moot point for me in the first place, but it got asked by two people, so I'm answering it. Star Wars, people want to know about Star Wars. LuLaRoe is highly desirous and intentionally planning on acquiring Star Wars licensing for LuLaRoe. Last I heard, the deal had not been inked. But it is, I think, everyone's intention that LuLaRoe would have Star Wars licensing at some point. I know particularly some of the big heads who make decisions at LuLaRoe absolutely love Star Wars and are highly desirous of it. But that's not going to be a surprise you're going to see anytime in the near future. That has not occurred yet. Okay, let's see. When sending in damages, occasionally you may have items that you took as part of the happiness policy. So for example, I don't carry the Jill skirt, and a customer may return sorry, I was reading comments and I got lost. Occasionally, like I don't carry the Jill skirt. So if a customer wants to return a Jill skirt to me through the happiness policy, I'm of course going to take it for them. I return, no questions asked. That's our open door policy here. I'll return their Jill skirt, and then I'm left with the Jill skirt that I don't carry. Especially if it's a damage. If it's a damaged Jill skirt, I'm going to turn the damage into LuLaRoe, and I'm going to get back a Jill skirt. But I don't carry Jill skirts. Oh no. I want to tell you, it's not that big of a deal. Sell the Jill skirt. I got a Lindsay in my order this week as a mistake. I got a Lindsay instead of a Shirley, I think. I don't remember what item it was swapped out for, but I accidentally got a Lindsay. I don't sell Lindsay, but I sold that Lindsay. Meanwhile, LuLaRoe is considering the idea of being able to give you possible credit instead of sending a replacement product, but for now they'll be sending a replacement product. And so the question is what to do with an item from a style that you don't carry. My encouragement is to sell it. I think anything less is foolish. It's probably a beautiful item. There's probably no reason not to sell it. And it's fun. Sorry, I'm moving my camera a little bit. I had a lot of fun selling that Lindsay to my customers because I don't normally carry a Lindsay. And so somebody out there loves Lindsay and was thrilled to be able to purchase a Lindsay from me because they love to shop with me. Or if you really, really are super bummed about it and you like hate the Jill skirt for whatever reason and don't want to even sell a single Jill skirt because the Jill skirt has offended you, I'm being funny. Sorry, I'm not trying to make it trivial. I'm trying to be funny. You can trade it with a teammate who carries Jill. Find someone to trade it with and get something that you do carry, and they can have it. But I always think it's fun just to have sometimes I just order a random piece here or there. I'll order one Jill skirt in every size, and I make outfits with it and have a lot of fun. So you don't have to be afraid of it just because you don't carry it. Disney Holiday. Man, I thought Disney Holiday was a thing. I could have sworn they talked about it at D23, but we haven't seen it. That doesn't mean that it's not still coming. I think 2 years ago, maybe, Christmas came the first week of December, and I still sold out. It was really rough going. I mean, we were scared, but I still sold out. Disney Holiday may still be a thing, but I don't know. I could have sworn they said it was, but at this point, it's looking a little less likely. We've got Noir coming. We've got Elegant coming. It could be that Disney Holiday does not exist. It could be that they're going to do Disney Holiday next year. I don't really know. I don't have an answer for you. Okay, so we answered that one. Somebody asked, what do you do when somebody says the company you're associated with is going under once it pays out the lawsuit? One, $1 billion isn't going to break LuLaRoe, even if they did pay out that lawsuit, but I don't think they're going to. The lawsuit's pretty baseless, you guys. Last I heard, Mark and Deanne, or the company in general, still hadn't even been served papers. Kind of appears to be just a big media play. You know, so I think the question, I can tell you every bit of my faith and belief is in the fact that this lawsuit is nothing. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go to trial. It's whatever. But if somebody, I've had a couple people in the last few days say, oh my gosh, I read about this $1 billion lawsuit. Are you guys okay? I just say yes. We're fine. We're selling. We're working our business. This business has been a huge blessing to my family. I disagree with the idea that regular customers are nervous about this lawsuit and they are shopping less. I think that's 150% an excuse for why your sales are dropping if they're dropping. Across the board, this team's sales are up. They're up at day 10 of this month. They were up 10% from where they were at day 10 of October, which is insanity because in the first week of October, you guys got delivered Villains right after Halloween had been delivered. And so you had 2 capsule launches. Your sales soared that first week of October, those first 10 days. The first 10 days of November, you did 10% more as a team than you did in October. Sales are not declining. If yours are, it's time to ask yourself why. It's a hard look in the mirror. I've been there. I was there March, April, and May of this year as I watched all of my friends' sales booming and mine were declining. And I could have made every excuse in the book as to why mine were declining, but that doesn't work. And it doesn't fix the problem. And I promise you, this is not affecting your regular customers. I asked my best friend, who's in like, my very, very best friend, who's in 7 different LuLaRoe shopping groups, loves LuLaRoe, will pause and hover over anything. I brought up the $1 billion lawsuit the other day and she's like, the what? This was like a week after it came out. And she's like, seriously, the what? And I was like, the $1 billion lawsuit against LuLaRoe. It's all over the news and all over your Facebook feed. And she's like, I literally have not heard of this. What is going on? And I assumed with as much as she's in Lula world, because she's my best friend, she would have heard about it. She hadn't heard about it. Not everyone's heard about it. I think that if you are using it as an excuse for why your sales are dropping, you are missing out on a growth opportunity. I'd like to see you guys all grow, and part of growth is looking in the mirror and going, why are my sales declining? What can I do? Why am I not experiencing growth? And figure that out. Next question. Any truth to them replacing Anna permanently with Marie and replacing Nicole with Georgia? LuLaRoe will continue to swap out styles as they see fit. They look at what's selling and what's not selling, what's on trend and what's not on trend, and they will adjust accordingly. This means that we may see some of our beloved styles change. Last I heard, they were not intending to ditch Nicole or Anna. Although when I think about what's probably on the chopping block, if they are going to retire styles, it might be Nicole and Anna. So I could say it's plausible. No, it wouldn't be replaced. It wouldn't be like we're cutting Anna and adding Marie. It's just we're adding Maria and Georgia and ditching Anna and Nicole. It wouldn't be like one for one, that kind of thing. I don't think. They've never done that. But LuLaRoe will continue to just watch the market, watch the trends, and try and stay up and give you guys the best opportunity. Man, I would cry so hard to see Nicole gone because she is my favorite. She's my favorite. That dress makes me feel like such a princess. All right. Also, any more info on jeans and shoes? No more info. Just at some point, as a LuLaRoe retailer, you will be able to sell jeans and shoes. But that's like vision. I don't know if that's happening in 2018 or not happening until 2025. I know that they are dreaming big. They've got global, gigantic plans for this brand. And in that pipeline of ideas and fun things ahead are jeans and shoes. One person said at one point during this year, I heard rumors of a jewelry line. I need validity. I've never even heard the rumors of a jewelry line, and I'd assume that's something that LuLaRoe is not going to get into because there's so many other people that already do it. But there's also things that we do really well that might make that someday a possibility. But I think before we saw jewelry, we would see the shoes and jeans, so it's got to be a ways off. One person says, when we launch in Canada, so when we open up globally, the rumor that they heard is that U.S. retailers will not be able to sponsor Canadian retailers. I don't believe that's been decided one way or the other. I also personally don't believe that Canada is opening up in 2018. I don't have any firm knowledge for you, but the Katie May spidey sense and the things that I do hear lead me to think that it's not a guarantee that we're going to have Canada in 2018. Launching internationally is a big deal with lots of legal stuff that has to happen. I'm not sure we're on the path to seeing that happen in the next year. And I know for certain that last I heard, which was within the last couple of months, that they weren't sure what the compensation plan was going to look like or how that globalization would work. So we don't know that you'll be able to sponsor a consultant in Japan one day. I don't know that you're going to be able to sponsor somebody in Canada, or if those different countries will have their own unique branches, essentially branching off of DN like the ones that we have here. It will be interesting to see. I'm excited for the future. At any rate, even being international just builds the brand overall, makes it easier to sell here. But man, I'd love to build an international brand or an international team and add that to GCH. So I don't really know. Going through this. Okay. A lot of questions about whether or not whether or not you are entitled to 30 days notice on a policy change. You are entitled to a 30 days notice when the policies and procedures change. So the legally binding document that you agreed to when you signed on, if they're going to change it, they give you 30 days notice, and that gives you 30 days to decide if you want to operate within that policy and procedure change or if you want to leave this business. Any other changes that LuLaRoe decides to make don't require 30 days notice. And so particularly we're talking about the buyback policy regarding consultants going out of business. That doesn't require 30 days notice. And also the new damages policy. That does not require 30 days notice. LuLaRoe gets to change those policies that aren't written in the policies and procedures whenever they want to. So yeah, 30 days notice is not required for those things. All right. Heard Disney rules may be changing soon. I've heard the same thing. I'm excited for that. We are expecting that the rules for Disney may lighten up a little bit. I don't have specifics as to what that's going to look like for you. But I know that Justin has shared in a couple different places, including I think it was mentioned on a home office webinar, that Disney rules we'll see a lessening, a lightening of what those look like. So you may have some more freedom in how you advertise and sell and use your LuLaRoe Disney collection products. But I don't know what that is, but I do know that the language is being changed regarding those policies. They are working on it, and I expect that we'll probably see that maybe not anytime soon. I'm thinking maybe at January leadership they may cover Disney policy changes. Let's see. Somebody wanted me to address the rumor that LuLaRoe is going bankrupt. All I can say is busted. That myth is busted. That's not happening, you guys. There's not cash flow issues. They're continuing to grow and build. They just inked a pretty cool deal with the city of Corona to say they're going to be investing their business there, which is going to create some amazing things economically. Just an FYI, guys, I'm not reading your questions here. We opened it up for questions earlier. You should have asked them there. And we'll do another one of these at some point soon. But I can't address all the rest of the questions and look at yours. So I just don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. It's just at this point we've got the list of questions we're gonna deal with. LuLaRoe is not going bankrupt. I don't know what to say. I love when people throw things at me like that. One of the best lessons I've learned from LuLaRoe is to own my data and to ask other people to own theirs. So when people come to me with crazy talk, I get to say, what proof do you have? Where do you see that evidenced? I don't deal in speculation or rumor or drama, gossip. My life is too busy, full of real, authentic things that are happening to bother with that. And so when a customer says, LuLaRoe is going bankrupt, aren't you worried? I'm worried for your family. Well, I'm not worried for my family. Thank you for your concern. Always, we love that you love us, but we're good. We're really, we believe in the faithfulness of this company to our family and their care for us. We're not concerned about the future for them. I get to share my data and own my data, which is our sales are growing. Our team is growing. Things are all on the up and up, and they can share whatever data they have, but I find that people in these situations don't have data. They have rumor and speculation. Bummer for them, it doesn't get them anywhere. Here's a great question. How do the top sellers get their inventory the next day after a release? The top sellers sometimes do get their inventory the next day after release. Sometimes the girl who sold 3 pieces last month gets her capsule collection the next day after the release. It's all just random. I will tell you what I will continue to say about top sellers, which is they are very good at their job. There's a reason they are top sellers, and it is not random, and it is not luck. It is not special privilege. They are top sellers because they are very good at what they do. Part of that very good at what they do is usually they're tech superstars. They operate quickly and they are decisive. I know that I lucked out and I got into the last launch for holiday leggings in the first 2 minutes. And once I was in, I was out in less than 30 seconds. I don't know how many of you dawdled on that screen. I was literally, from the time I got in to the screen where I could order, I went boom, 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 put in my totals and checked out. I was out in 30 seconds. So when my order shipped 2 days later and I got it, which was a couple days ahead of everyone else, I wasn't surprised because I got my order in quickly. They don't go through and poll and say, hey, these top sellers, let's get them their order first. They don't care. Seriously. I'm 100% serious. LuLaRoe doesn't care to give any of those people that are selling well any advantage. If anything, they'd love to help everyone else at a smaller level. I know that if they could, Deanne and her great big heart would love to push out inventory fastest and first to those who aren't selling very well. But one, that's not fair. And two, there's no logistical way of doing that. So I know that for, I want to say it was maybe Halloween or Villains, even the Legals were surprised when their order arrived the next day. We all just kind of sat there like, how is that a thing? And we looked at it. LuLaRoe put 3-day shipping on it, and literally it left the warehouse at like 9 o'clock at night, and it was there. I want to say it was like the next day or the day after at 11. They just basically, UPS trucked it straight through. They didn't take their 3 days. There's nothing to do with LuLaRoe. That's UPS. Sometimes what you see is all just a perception. So people like Alex Legel or me, the Zentarskis, the Romeros, what you see from them is actually perception, because you're seeing them more often, or they are better at hyping. They're doing things differently. They're more decisive. Maybe they're getting their orders in faster. You don't really know, but I promise you it's not special privilege. I can tell you, I nearly have heart attacks on launch days. They are that stressful for me. Usually afterwards, I almost throw up from the adrenaline. It's that high. And so I can tell you it's, Alex actually shared her screenshot of her Villains order, or maybe it was Halloween. I don't remember which one it was, but I know that she got so much crap that I asked her to give me her screenshot. And I posted it for the LuLaRoe mentors, because some of them were like, how is that fair that she got her order next day? And I was like, look, all LuLaRoe did was get it out of the warehouse in a timely manner. UPS just, I don't know, put on some sort of spaceship and sent it over there. So yeah, top sellers, regular sellers. I mean, I had a girl who literally sold 3 items in September. She got her order the day after the Villains launch. She got her order before I did. It's random. There's some amount of it that has to do with skill or timing and luck. But I promise you it's not special privilege or logistically anyone pushing through an order quickly. All right, I've been saving all the Noir ones for all at once. I've got them, I promise. So what about the ones where it took them 5 to 7 days to get it out of the warehouse? Well, when we place 75,000 orders in 48 hours, it takes 5 to 7 days to process all that stuff out of the warehouse. It all can't leave the warehouse that night. So for the most part, LuLaRoe processes them in the order that they come in. Now that doesn't mean that they go 1, 2, 3, 4 in the exact order they come in, because they've got a dozen pick lines going and you can't be that specific about it, but generally they get processed in the order that they come in. And I know that because I have teammates that we ask and we share, and I build a spreadsheet that shows what time they place their order, and I check their data because I can see their orders, what time did they place their order, and when they got their shipping tracking confirmation, when it pushed out of the warehouse. We look at their UPS time and we track these things, and generally it's almost exactly within like a good hour window how these things ship. And I can tell you, and this is me being as loving of a teammate and leader as I can, that at the end of the day, I've watched top sellers get screwed in the delivery of their launches. I think particularly the Zentarskis. I don't even remember. They got theirs like 2 weeks after I got mine. I don't remember what launch it was, but it was 2 weeks after I got mine. That's a big delay. They got theirs 2 weeks later. They're top sellers. They're in easily the top 20 of LuLaRoe. Top sellers. They got theirs 2 weeks after I got mine, and they had great attitudes about it. They went out there and they sold the crap out of it and worked really hard. Top sellers don't make excuses for the situations that happen to them. They work their business despite the circumstances around them. And anyone who is looking or spreading rumors about special privileges or, you know, logistically people trying to give benefit to top sellers or anything like that is somebody who is looking to make more excuses than they are to take responsibility for their own business. Winners take responsibility for their own business. Focus on what you can control. I'm happy to answer the questions and debunk the myths because I understand they're going out there. But I also want to tell you that people who are focusing their time on these or using these as excuses for why their businesses aren't where they want their businesses, they're missing out because they're not focused on what's within their control. They're not looking at their own business in their own lane. They are looking elsewhere. And that time and energy that you spend looking at other people and what they have that you don't have screws you up. I promise. Best thing I've ever done is in August, I decided that Travis and I were going to keep our heads down and focus on our business. And we saw a huge boost because we focused on our business and stopped looking at other people. Nope, you don't have stuff sit at the warehouse, Christy. They just print the label. So what happens is as soon as you place your order and as soon as they're ready to start doing a batch, they actually like assign tracking and print labels and attach them to boxes, but that means that they might not be filled for a couple days. And so we'll still see tracking assigned in the order that orders are placed, and then orders filled in the order that orders are placed, and then orders actually loaded into boxes. It's possible that occasionally you might see a delay in pickup from UPS or a delay at a warehouse somewhere for UPS, but that's just random that would happen. For the most part, it's happening in the order that things go through. And I know because I promise you I get every single complaint. And I ask people to own their data, and then I build a spreadsheet and I check it out. Because the second that I find that that's not true and that's not the case, I will be up somebody's butt somewhere and make sure that things are fair. Promise. I'm your pit bull. All I want is for this to be fair and for everyone to have the same advantage. I don't think that there's any advantages given, and I can at least attest to the fact that I don't get anything. All right. Last couple questions. The rumor that the reason people are successful is because they joined at the right time. Nope. 3 of our top sellers currently in the top 25 for Team GCH started in 2017. Seriously, 3 of the top 25 in GCH right now started in 2017. Success is what you make of it. We've covered warehouse privileges. One of the more common myths that I hear is, oh, they've got a really large group, and so they don't have to work as hard to sell the clothes. Nope. When you have a really large group, you have to spend twice as long answering emails and going through comments and maintaining that group and keeping them engaged. Sometimes a large group is actually a bummer because if not everyone is participating and engaging, you lose your engagement and you lose your audience. And so the common myth that I hear is large group, no effort needed to sell. And I would call baloney on that. The people that work the hardest in this business are the ones with the large groups. And they worked hard to get that large group too. And there's no amount of money that I think that you can throw at this problem that just builds you a effectively large group. You can throw money and get people in your group, but whether that's an effective use of your money in sales is a different thing too. Exactly, Marissa. They worked hard to build those groups. I do see a question from Sandra. They do not always do lunches on a Tuesday. Sometimes lunches are a Friday, sometimes a Saturday, sometimes Wednesday. Okay. So, Noir. Possible rumors about how the Noir capsule will be released. In kits, no caps. Any validity to people's speculation, or is it just that people guessing? It's just that. It's people guessing. My spidey sense says, nope, I can't. I can't even put money one way or the other. It could be kitted. It might not be kitted. I hope for no kits, but I'm okay with kits. At the end of the day, kits ship faster. And I don't care. Usually I would care. Like, oh, but then I'd have to have an extra small Amelia. And I don't carry extra small Amelia. But really, if it's an extra small black Amelia, I'm going to sell it, so I don't care. Any other collection, I'd be really bummed to have it kitted. This one, I don't really care. And so, no, we don't have the answer to that. I think it's all just rumors and people speculating. I've seen a screenshot going around that somebody claims is the Noir capsule kit. A consultant stepped forward and took responsibility for that and said that's not a kit. That was her game plan for what she was going to order. She was going to order one in each size, and she was trying to figure out how she was going to split her money. And so she stepped forward and went, that's mine. I made that. That's not a LuLaRoe thing. But I don't know. Maybe LuLaRoe saw it and then decided to kit everything like that. We can guess all day long, but we really don't know. Rumor that the Noir collection is going to include gray. Gray is a shade of black. Maybe it will, but they didn't tell us that. That doesn't show in any of the photos. I've heard black, and more black. And so if it includes gray, man, it's not the end of the world, but that'd be the first I've heard about it. So again, it's just a rumor. One of the things that surprises me is how many people have asked questions regarding the Noir collection launch that were answered in the home office update webinar. So make sure that you guys are on that every week. They have it recorded and posted, I think, for 24 or 48 hours, so there's really no excuse for not watching it other than laziness. This week's was only like 28 minutes or something. I watch them generally with headphones on with my phone in my pocket, so I can't always see it, but I'm listening to it while I do dishes or vacuum or move laundry. Hi, buddy. I'm on my last question. You want to come say hi?
He's full of spaghetti sauce.
You're full of spaghetti sauce. Say hi. Look. Ben, who's that?
Hi.
Ah. Can you say hi? Can you say dada? Say dada. No? Okay. Mwah. I love you. Oh, there's the hi. See, everyone's saying hi to you. Sorry for the distraction, you guys. This kid gets first of my attention when he walks in the room. So, all right. He is getting so big. Hi, Ben. Oh, no, don't cancel the video. Nope. Haha. Funny, but no. I love you. Okay, go play for like 5 more minutes, and then you get mommy again. Come on. He's like, no, I want to hang out in here. So I don't know if it's gonna be gray. All I know is what they told us on the home office update webinar, which is it's a color collection, and the color collection is noir, which is black. So we don't know if it's gonna include gray, but that would surprise me. I can say that. I don't know one way or the other, but it would surprise me. There's a rumor going that there could be other single color collections down the road. I'd assume that that's not a rumor. That's what I am inferring from LuLaRoe's marketing, where they say, I think they actually verbally said, this is the first in our series of color collections or something like that. So they're calling it a color collection release, and this color collection is noir. I would infer from that that they intend to have other color collections. We've been jokingly naming what those other color collections might be in our house. So that's been a little bit of fun. All right, you guys get me for, at the maximum amount of time, another 15 minutes, the max, and then I walk out. So I haven't read any of your previous comments yet. If you want to make a comment or want me to address something really quickly, do it right now. This is the only time I'm going to take questions. Yeah, I would really like a red one and a purple one and a blue one. I might skip the orange color collection if they did an orange one. That might not be my thing. East Coast going to do releases. Do you mean, is the East Coast warehouse going to have them? The East Coast warehouse may or may not. I'm not sure. I don't believe they will at this time. They're still building out the East Coast warehouse's capabilities, and they're not there yet. And so I don't believe it will have noir, but LuLaRoe will confirm or deny that on whenever they do the launch. Christmas Disney, we already covered. A white color collection would be so cool. So would a navy. Yep, I would love that. Answered the happiness policy question earlier a little bit. If they're worn and returned, I'm asking for specifics about that, Serena. So if you get a happiness policy return and it's clearly a worn item, but it doesn't have a hole or something that you can put tape around to send back for damages, I think what we're saying is you're going to put tape like across the top of the Lene and just write happiness policy worn return or something like that. So we're asking for specifics, but I don't have the specifics right now. I asked this morning, so give me a couple days. Oh yeah, I want a camo collection. That would be amazing. Myth or not, Katie orders in big chunks. Sammy, I don't know what that means, but tell me. My orders tend to range I would say that my average order is probably 48 pieces, but I do order most days. Maybe I order every 3 days. Is that helpful? I don't know if there's styles beyond the ones in the hashtag for noir. Jackson and Harvey are coming back. We addressed that during leadership training. Remember, I sneak peeked some of the upcoming Jackson and Harveys. They've got laser etching and dip dyeing, bleach patterns, really cool things happening. Oh, a blush collection would be gorgeous. I would love that. Talked about Star Wars already. So you'll have to go back and watch. We're not going to repeat ourselves because that just creates useless content. Curious to know how many of each size you order in big orders for lives and mystery bags. I tend to order on a bell curve. So like tonight, you guys, it's killing me. I want to do a mystery Lene this week or like a lot of outfits. And so I need to order a bunch of new Lenes. But at the same time, I want to save all my money for noir. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. But if I do order it, for example, I'll order 2 extra small Lenes and 3 3XLs. And then I'll do 3 smalls and 4 2XLs, and 5 mediums, and 5 extra larges, and 6 large and mediums, or you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So the size that I sell the most of are medium, large, and extra large. I do sell more 2XL and 3XL than I do of small and extra small. And so I know that, and so I order accordingly. Yeah, I don't know. Why do people do pre-sale before they know information about the collection and even order? I would say because they're foolish. I don't have an answer for that. They're foolish. They think that they won't sell it otherwise, and so they're worried. But if you don't have faith in your business that you can sell it, maybe pre-selling is not for you. I get really nervous about people pre-selling before they place their order because what if you don't get it? I have now been willing to pre-sell once my order is placed. I'll send invoices before I get it, but that is because if LuLaRoe says, Katie May, we screwed up your order, you're not getting any of the noir collection, I've already invoiced for $8,000 worth, I can handle that hit. I can handle refunding my customers and sending every single one of them a free pair of leggings and apologizing and manage that kind of catastrophe. If you can't manage that kind of catastrophe, the risk is not yours to take, and I wouldn't invoice or pre-sale until you receive the items. So make sure that you can handle whatever risk you take on. And yeah, before they even order and know all the information, for sure pre-selling is idiocy. Let's see. Yeah, sure, they might be wanting more money for their order. I understand that. If I pre-sold Noir today, even if I just pre-sold leggings, I would probably I could probably get an extra $5,000 or $6,000 worth in order to order Noir with, but that's gambling. Yep, exactly. I was just going to say that, Danny Ball. That is gambling with your customers' money. That was exactly what I was about to say. And it's not healthy. It's actually really, 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 really stupid. So I wouldn't do it unless it's a risk that you can handle. I don't know anything about Mimi. I don't believe Mimi's coming back. I think that LuLaRoe is going to continue to. Mimi was super on trend last year. I've seen it still very on trend this year, but the question is, will it be on trend for the following year? Because they want to give you 2 sales seasons for every item. So they try and hit the trend before it hits. We were a little early with Mimi. Mimi came out and everyone was like, what is this thing? But within like 2 or 3 months, it was all over fashion. And so we were a little ahead that time, but that gave us 2 seasons worth to sell Mimi because Mimi's really hot right now. So if you have them, sell them. I don't think it's coming back. I think we're going to see different items come back. Any ideas on release or price of Elegant? I'm expecting that Elegant pieces will be $25 more per item at wholesale. That is my expectation. It could be more, it could be less. My expectation is that a normal Sarah cost me $30 and an Elegant at wholesale, and an Elegant one might cost me $55. Because that Elegant one is worth $110, and I can sell it for $110 all day long. I could have sold these velvet ones that are regular line for $150. I didn't, but I could have. So they were that worth it and that amazing, and that's how much it would cost to buy something similar from Nordstrom's. So I'm guessing that at a wholesale level, and I'm trying to overestimate so that when they drop the real number, it's not crazy. But I think a safe expectation would be somewhere between $15 and $25 more per Elegant item. I believe that. You guys have to ask you guys, I love you. I do. Full sentences when you ask questions. Help me out. Because I don't want to guess at what your question is. And it's respectful. So please give me full sentence questions. Robin, I could give a really, really, really long 11-minute lecture as to why they should not put limits first. But I'm gonna condense it to just less than 2 minutes as to why limits suck. Limits hurt everyone's sales. Limits kill hype. Limits make it harder for those that get the collection to actually sell the collection as well. Everyone gets a chance, or not everyone gets a chance, but everyone gets the same chance of ordering. Ordering is random. Your chance of ordering 10,000 pieces of Noir, if it's unlimited, are the same as Alex Legel's chances of ordering 10,000 pieces of Noir. Now, whether or not you can afford that or want that is a different story. But your chances of ordering 30 pieces are the same as my chances of ordering 30 pieces. And so everyone has the same equal opportunity. That queue system is a third-party audited system that lets people in. LuLaRoe has no control over it. That system doesn't know if I'm a mentor or a top 100 seller. All it knows is IP addresses. It's not tracking anything. So I would vehemently sit here and fight against limits. But at this point, LuLaRoe knows what our thoughts are. LuLaRoe knows that a lot of people want limits, and they know that a lot of people don't want limits. They look at what ends up breeding the highest amount of success for retailers. And from my perspective of what has helped this team, unlimited launches help the team in general increase sales versus limited launches, where then you end up with a good 20 to 30% of that launch that you just don't sell because the hype dies. So those are my thoughts about limits. Some people are doing wish lists, which is true. I think you make a really good point. I missed the name. Dara. Some people are doing wish lists for Noir, so they're asking their customers, if we get Noir, how much of it will you buy? And then they'll invoice once they place their order. I think that's a different thing than pre-selling, but we actually are seeing a lot of people already invoicing for Noir items ahead of time. Invoicing, collecting money, all that kind of thing, and it makes me really freaking nervous. I don't think I'm freezing again because only one person said that. Any word on the Littles jackets? No word. So my understanding is that those were modeled at convention and they're adorable, but they weren't finished in production, and production was put on hold so that they could fill the stocks in current inventory. Before they release a new item, they want to make sure that they can at least give you the inventory for the items that you have. Production time is hard to get around the world. We're growing really fast. They're continuing to add more production facilities, but again, we're picky about our production facilities. We're not going to let children make our clothes. We're not going to work in sweatshops. And so there's a limited amount of on the up and up production facilities with integrity we can work in. So my understanding is that Little Jackets have just been put on hold for production until we were able to get the rest of the stuff that we needed produced and in stock. I don't know what Swarovski means. I don't know what velvet means. I don't know when Sarah's will be restocked, but you guys, like, I have left my phone ringer on at night. Everywhere I go, usually my phone ringer's been off for like 6 months straight. I never leave my phone ringer on, but I am dying and waiting for people to blow me up and say Sarah's are back in stock. If they were back in stock right now, I would be off this live so fast. We all want Sarah's. Oh, Christina, I miss viewing the home office call together too, but there's a reason why it's posted where it is, and then limited amount of time of that 24 hours, and that's because LuLaRoe is controlling that information and how it gets out, and I don't believe I actually have a right to reproduce that content and display it here. We may start doing like at 10:30, I may start going live and answering any questions for people who watched it, but the one time that I tried that, a lot of people jumped on who hadn't watched it because they were being lazy and just wanted someone to feed them the answers, and I don't like that either. I want you guys to watch it. I want you to connect with those people and learn what you need to learn. So it's hard to know how to do that. How early do you log in on launch day? The queue has started where they put you in the queue system, which means they shut down builds. You can't access builds. You're stuck in the queue. They've only used it twice, and so once was an hour early and once was like 15 minutes before the launch. So I don't really know, but we usually start like an hour before the launch time, so noon, and we'll keep refreshing until we're in the queue. But you guys, my very good friend got in the queue at like 11:59, like a minute before the launch last time. That's when she first signed in, and she was in the first like 20 people let in to place her order. So she got in, you know, right then. I got in at the very beginning, and I was in the first 3 minutes or so. So I mean, it's random. It's literally a third-party system meant to be random. You guys are so cute to be patient with Ben and his toy. We don't know what will be offered with the Noir capsule. We don't know about limits. The Debbie in Elegant looks amazing. I heard it comes in extra small. It comes in the same size as Julia. So I think it will come in a 2XS, because Julia comes in 2XS, right? Or does Julia only come in extra small? Either way, I heard it comes in the same size as Julia, which should be extra small through 3XL at least. I don't know if that's a 2XS or not. I don't remember because I don't carry Julia. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through to see if there's questions that I can answer that are related to these things. There you go. All right. Hi, Brian Olson. We're so excited for the hockey game. The Olsons are treating us to a Ducks game this afternoon. So I got to go and see if I can find some orange to put with my black. So we can go cheer on the Ducks. It's my very first time at a hockey game.
Don't let me in with you. I'm not cheering for the Ducks.
You're not cheering for the Ducks? That's weird. Who are you going to cheer for? Who are they playing?
I have no idea.
You were just going to not cheer for the Ducks no matter what.
Yes.
You're the worst.
I know, right?
So yeah, it's my first hockey game. Yeah!
Hey, look, Ben says you're done.
Ben does say I'm done. Alright. I don't know if there will be Disney Frozen. I heard rumors that there might be at some point. I will definitely dress warm for sure. I'm hoping to see a hockey fight. Cross your fingers. All I really want to do is see a hockey fight live and in person. Somebody said that they feel like their VIP group is the problem. They want to sell more, but their VIP group either needs new people. Yep, we don't have sunshine today. It's actually really overcast. It looks like it's about to rain. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Nicole Stillman says, Happy Veterans Day, baby. One of the things that I can tell you is that the keys to success in LuLaRoe, it's either new eyes or fresh inventory. So you could be upping your social media game. You can go on Google and study how to do Facebook ads that make sense, effective Facebook ad marketing. You can up your Instagram game. You can do a local community fashion show to get new customers. There's so many things. Ben's going to undo my light in a second. There's so many different ways that you can increase your customer base. You know, ask your current customers to please consider adding just one friend to shop with you or sharing your link with that one friend. Ben, go under the cord, baby. I know, it's my fault. Oh, let's go let Miss Hannah in. Hold on. Hi, Miss Hannah. I am live with my team right now. Yeah, so we're gonna have to cut this short. But yeah, it's fresh eyes or fresh inventory. So you can order new inventory. That might give you a good sales boost. Or you can trade with your local teammates. I think swapping always gives me a really good sales boost. Or even just photographing it differently. So displaying it in a different way. Fresh eyes or fresh inventory, those are the only two ways you're ever going to increase sales. We love you guys. I'm sorry for all the questions that we couldn't answer. I got to as many of them as I could. A lot of them were questions we'd already answered, so go back and watch the amazing video earlier with Alex when she shares her thoughts. We will try and do this more often if you find this valuable. And so maybe we could do this like once every 6 to 12 weeks, depending on how often I feel like there's more things that need to be addressed. We love you tons. We're here for you. I'm telling you, and I can't say this enough, I made excuses, and I'm regretting it now. I can't do some of the things that I set out financially to do this year because I let myself be lazy March, April, May, and I let myself make excuses. I said sales are down, and these are the reasons why, and I made excuses, and so my sales weren't where they needed to be. And it wasn't until like I kind of stopped and went, but other people's sales aren't down. Other people are growing. And I took responsibility for what was within my control and took responsibility for my business that I saw my sales start to go up. So, yeah, I can tell you, you can blame all the reasons in the world why you're not selling what you want to, but at the end of the day, it is your business and your responsibility. And so go out there and make magic happen. This team overall is doing really big things this month. You should be too. Any cures for noir anxiety? I don't have cures for noir anxiety. I have it too. I haven't slept in like 5 days. I'm so excited. I for sure won't sleep Monday night. It'll be just crazy. All right. Bye, guys. We're off to a hockey game. Say bye, Dad. Good job.